We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Do you wanna be great? Oh, do you wanna be great? Do you wanna be great? It's time to shift the culture, move with focus. Rise above and lose the vultures. It's hard to fly when nose is close to you. Keep pulling it
What
down.
up, what up, what up? It's Mr. Vaughn. Los Angeles Today.
Scared to death, but I
Reality
can't lose
radio.
grip. Scared to
Handcrafted
jump, I'm
for
scared
your
to
viewing
fail,
and
I'm
listening
scared of
pleasures.
you, I'm scared
We
of
are more
myself.
than just
What
talk.
it's like, I can't
What up?
be
Check my man out.
great,
Be Great
great.
by Kevin Ross.
You want to be great?
I am great.
Okay, that was a
Please
good
believe it.
response right there.
That's right. So we're here today. I got my co-host here today from Keeping It Candid, Patriana,
Hey, y'all. Hey.
the Blacktress.
Oh, y'all stop it now. Y'all stop it. Making my head a little big now.
Oh, don't do that.
What you trying to say? You trying to say my head too big already?
No, you got a little head. A little
Right,
pretty
it's
head.
a little forehead there, but it's cool.
All right, you got the braids,
Right,
everything
right.
going.
It's cool. It's cool.
So we're gonna say hello.
What's up? What's up, you guys? We have so much. When I say so much going on today for y'all, we have like y'all just saw me like I'm like sitting here swinging my chair because I'm so excited about everything that's going on down today. Like we have some guests coming through that's about to they gonna light some shit up. Oops. We gonna forget about all that. But check it out though. So I was telling Mr. Boss Angeles here that I wanted him to listen to this song, right? I came across this song like about a week ago, and I was like, I want to listen to it, because there's like this reoccurring theme going on right now and about blackness and unapologetic blackness and coconut oil. I like coconut oil. Do you use coconut oil?
I use coconut oil.
Do you use?
That's the best.
Right.
Coconut oil.
Right, everybody should use coconut oil. So
right.
This song came out by this artist named Delani, I'm sorry about that, and it's named Coconut Oil. And so I was like, okay, we gotta listen to it. We gonna go ahead and play it. Can we play it right quick? We gonna play Coconut
Let's
Oil
check it
by
out.
Delani.
I didn't even get a chance to listen to it, so
Because you about to listen to it right
first
now.
time,
Bounce
right
your
now.
head though. Got the jungle scene.
Coconut oil on my black skin. I gotta keep it glowing from my melanin. Only call me niggas if it's king with a letter N. With all grounds on my letter ends. I'm hella big on this coconut water with the N. About to get this fine, slim, thick about a ring. Meditating, wishing good education from Aisha. But I'm still getting top from my thought name. Shout out to my kings who don't settle just for any. Shout out to my queens who don't settle just for any. Let me slide on them, in the ride on them, drop the top on them, take the block on them like it's mine, and I'm spinning. Let the black kids and the Asians and Caucasians keep on blazing with the Mexicans. Show each other love like the next of kin. Bless the kids. Cause I love white girls, I love Spanish and Asian, I love dyke girls, I love black, they amazing. I love, yeah, I love my damn self, yeah. Coconut oil on my black skin. I gotta keep it glowing for my melanin. Heart holes getting in the internet. About to do some yoga with the back pins with the backlash and the black man. God damn, gotta show love to this black man.
Deloney. I love my black self. I ain't mad at it.
Cause I love white girls, I love Spanish and Asian, I love dyke girls, I love black, they amazing. I love, yeah, I love my damn self,
I love my damn self.
Who's that? Who is that? High
Put a
on
little reggae flavor to it a little
Yeah,
bit.
I thought it was hot. I thought it was hot.
Yeah, I can grow on me. I kind of like that. I love
liked
my
it.
black self.
The video on YouTube was like pretty cool too. So I was like, okay. And you know me, I'm all about giving black artists a platform to showcase their talent.
That's
You know,
right.
like that's what I'm all
That's
about.
part of what we're about here. And He's bringing it to us with the blackness. I can go for that.
That's what I'm saying. So for all you musicians and artists out there, if you guys want a chance to be featured on, next Friday or maybe the next Friday after that, go ahead and submit your work to justkeepitcandid@gmail.com.
Candid. Keep it candid.
Justkeepitcandid@gmail.com. That is JustKeepitCandid. And the @ and for those of you who don't know how to spell Gmail, it is gmail.com. I got you covered.
Hey, boss lady didn't mean nothing by that. She's just being blacktress on you.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
All right, so we back. So I got to do this. We got to give it a big shout out to the Chicago Cubs for winning the World Series.
Hey.
And we're not gonna forget about my Lakers anyway. We're not gonna do that. They gave Atlanta what for on the road, came back with 11 in the fourth quarter to win it. We're gonna like that. Hopefully everybody got their ballots and they getting ready to vote. Gotta vote. Don't complain. We got Trump running around here with his crazy self. We can't let that happen.
Oh Lord.
So with that being said, everything is good here. We got some great guests. But we got one more thing we're going to do. We're going to come right back. We're going to go to a little break, and we're going to play some music by Poison. Chris J.
You and intuition make a good man lose his mind. With that black tongue ringing, something's not right, darling. Oh, no. I'm too young for stressing, girl. But the lead so good won't let me be, girl. And your body there's no trouble, don't get addicted. The sex is poison. Don't get addicted. The sex is poison. Don't get addicted. The sex is poison. Look back at it and tell me this shit is mine. You don't want no love, you want this bite, darling. I'm too young for stressing, girl. Come get these short time niggas warning me, girl. Not your body, there's no trouble. Don't get addicted to her. Don't get addicted. The sex is poison. Don't get addicted. The sex is poison. The sex is poison. Don't get addicted. The sex is poison.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Join the 3 p.m. Pacific each and every Friday from Los Angeles today. Purple nights and golden days. Ooh wee, he's so LA.
What up, LA? It's Mr. Vaughn inviting you to join me every Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific for Los Angeles Today.
Coming Live and direct from LA Talk Live. Entertainment, sports, special guests, current events, and the hottest and latest in LA. This is where the twist goes down daily. Boss up with us. Boss up with us each and every Friday on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes R&B or check us out live on LA Talks Reality Radio. Handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talks Live, and we're more than just talk.
What we're not about to do is sit up here in this room all day. Do y'all not see this bomb sunny day in LA? Y'all tripping. Okay, are you ready though?
What are we doing?
Clearly, do I look ready?
But what are we about to do?
Does it matter? We're kicking.
Wait,
That's what we doing.
Wait, do you think Dre's cheating on me?
Be honest. Cheat on him, call it even. Come on. We ain't wasting this day worrying about no dude. Call it even.
Right,
Shit.
let's go do that now.
Come on. Asha, what's up with your homegirl? Miyoko! Hey, she always the last one. Your hair looks fine, okay? Now, before we pull off, though, we gotta get one for the snap. Ready? I'll do that. 1, 2. Which filter? That one. Choose that one. That one's bomb. We good.
I'm in airplane mode, I don't need no drama. Everybody know I ain't about that drama, oh yeah. Oh, look at what I started. I'ma tell you right now, I plan on chillin' so hard right now. I ain't taking no calls right now. I'm kicking back and I'm lighting up, doing what the fuck I want. Just roll the wood, I'm feeling good, just me, myself, and this blunt. Everything I do is way up, man. If anybody good, I swear it's us, man. I'm vibing, I'm chillin', I'm good. I'm kicking back and I'm vibing, I'm chillin', I'm good. I'm kicking back and I'm vibing, I'm chillin', I'm good. I'm kicking back and I'm kicking back and I'm kicking back and I'm vibing, I'm chillin', I'm good. I'm kicking back and I'm good. Everything good over here, yeah. Everybody know I ain't about that trouble.
Yeah.
Everything good over here.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. You
Los
gotta
Angeles
love
today,
Mila J.
Mr. Vaughn, and we back with you on LA Talk Live.
Mm-hmm.
What up? So, I think we're going to talk about some fashion, you know.
Okay, but before we talk about some fashion, I think we had a caller, and I want to see if they're calling on coconut oil. Let's see. Hey, caller. Please go ahead and state your question or your comment, please. Are you calling about coconut oil? You like coconut oil?
Bless up. So me love the coconut oil. And a natural for a natural man and woman.
That's right.
Hey.
That's right. For a natural man and woman. Yeah.
Yes.
I can think of some places to put that coconut oil.
So, caller, what is your name? Talk to us.
Bless up. My name is Jamal from New York City.
What up, New York? What up?
In California.
Yo, Jamal, let me tell you something. I have a special treat for you today because we also have another New Yorker in the house. She's from the Bronx. We're going to be introducing her in a minute, though. But go ahead and say what you was about to say.
Well, bless up, I was saying that the body needs a natural oil, you know, nothing real heavy. But also that's something that the body can absorb it, you know, and bring the more godly image out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. I
We can
agree with
appreciate
you.
that. We
So
can
I already
appreciate
know
that.
you got a whole bunch of coconut oil stacked up in
Bless up,
your
woman.
bathroom
Yep.
cabinet. You probably got a coconut oil store. That's why you calling, because you want you trying to get some free advertisement here. You want everybody to go to your store, huh?
Woman, you need to buy yourself a coconut tree.
Oh, you gonna make the coconut oil? That's right.
There we go. Well, Jamal, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere, like I said, because I have a treat for you. I'm actually about to go ahead and introduce our guest, and you're going to be able to connect with our New Yorker that's in the house. Y'all got me trying to talk in a New York accent. You heard that?
kind of talk like a New York accent anyway, Patriana.
But
You
so
know
we're going to go ahead and move on. Did you have any last comments that you wanted to say?
I just want to send mad congratulations to you all with this show here, and keep doing what you're doing.
Los Angeles, where the twist goes down daily, baby. We're gonna
Thank
keep
you,
it coming.
Jamal. Stay tuned now. All right, so Jamal, being the New Yorker that he is, he just went ahead and I mean, we're gonna transition on. At first, I was gonna, introduce Danielle, but I feel compelled now with the spirit to introduce our New Yorker that's in the house, Tiara, Barbie, Kelly from the Bronx.
What's up, Bronx?
Look at that. I'm not Bronx at all. I used to stay weekends in the Bronx and be fake Dominican with my friends, but I'm Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
You know what?
I'm by the A train. I'm by the A train, by the route train.
My bad, John.
You know that's a big deal too in New York when you make mistakes like
Yeah,
that.
like that's a whole nother culture. Like
Yeah.
I moved here from Brooklyn. Like I lived by the A and J train.
She
Like
gets
the
embarrassed
Bronx
now.
is a whole nother whole nother place.
All right, she from Brooklyn, y'all. See, I'm gonna tell you something because
That's right.
So every time I try to do a New York accent, right, I just be like, I'm from the Bronx of New York. So like, it was just kind of in my head to say Bronx, even though she just told me she was from Brooklyn. So I apologize for that to all my Brooklyn people and Bronx folks out there. I do respect y'all culture. Don't kill me. I respect it.
Hey,
I
that
love
sounds
y'all.
like that's two different countries or territories or
Nah,
something.
it is. It's like, when I stayed in Washington Heights for a month. And I literally didn't see nobody I knew that whole month because like Brooklyn is mad far. I'm not about to go on the A train all the way. That's after Sandy. The trains and everything was horrible. But I'm originally from Maryland and then I moved to New York. But my heart is in Brooklyn always.
That's right.
Her heart is also in modeling and fashion and dancing and art. Let me tell you something about this Brooklyn gal right here. Tiara Barbie Kelly, as modest as she is, this girl, don't let her fool you. She has worked with Beyonce, Tanashi. She's a brand ambassador for a whole bunch of lines. You feel me? She has an ad right now going with Dre Beats. I mean, like BuzzFeed videos, all of that. And she's a twerk dancer. And she do oracle readings. So get your twerk
you
done.
just throw something together, huh? Okay, Barbie. You was over there 52 faking.
I was like, you feel me?
Yeah.
I was like,
Keeping it
Tiara,
way
please
humble.
come on
I'm
the
not
show.
mad at you.
Please
That's
come
right.
on the
I'm
show.
just humble. I let my light shine when I walk through. I don't
That's
need
right.
What's your life? Is it coconut oil?
Oh, I like slathered that in my prosperity oil. I slathered that on my scalp
Prosperity.
all the way down to my
Prosperity
soles.
oil. Yeah, you got to tell us about the prosperity oil. Do
Exactly.
you
You know
make
I'm
it?
a witch. I'm a witch.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a
Hold
minute.
up. Hold
Wait a
up.
minute.
I mean,
wait a minute.
like
you
witchy.
just shut it down.
Why you
with
think
the-
I got this all black on?
Like witchy,
I
like
thought
how
you
witchy
like-
though?
like my
Halloween
alt- like
witchy
my-
or like Salem
like-
witch? Like what witchy
like
are
my
you?
altar is lit right now. I got water, I got my pumpkins, I had food. I was just in the graveyard with my butterflies and everything.
Tiara, we friends, right?
Always.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
wait a minute.
You on my good
You
side.
got me ready to go get holy oil. And
Oh, I
shit.
got some Florida
Wait
water
a minute.
in
Let
my
me ask you
bag.
this: are you a good witch or a bad witch, or does it depend on the circumstance?
It's no such thing.
Ooh, she schooled you. Let him know.
It's no such thing.
Let him know.
I'm just a witch. I'm a spiritual ratchet witch. I don't.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
know I was
Hold on,
about to
Patrick.
jump.
I'm gonna let you do this because we had a discussion about this
No,
last
I
time.
was just gonna tell you that. See, on our show last week, well, I was co-hosting. This is Boss Angela's show, but I was co-hosting, and it was it Jay Stone?
Jay Stone,
Jay
yeah,
Stone. He's on Nipsey Hussle's All Money In label, right? So he's on the show, and he's like spewing in. You know what? A ring a ding. I hear caller. Caller, what's up?
Ding, ding.
Caller, go ahead
What's
and
up?
state your name, your question,
And we're
or
gonna
your
get back to
comment.
that, Barbie. We ain't forgot about that.
I
Come
just
on,
heard the little
caller.
ring a ding. A little Erica Badu. Hello. What's up?
What it do?
What it do? What's your name,
up?
caller?
Gerald Taylor from Artist Shield.
Okay, what's
What I
up?
cracking this afternoon?
Oh my, it's so
we
good.
just bossing up.
Like bossing up. It's a twist that go down every Friday. I'm glad that you are tuning in with us. Speak your mind. Speak your mind all the time.
Well, y'all keep me up to speed. Y'all bring me up to speed. What's going on? What y'all been chopping it up about?
Everything. We have Tiara right here. She said that she's a ratchet witch, and I was just about to tell her that on last week's show, we had a rapper here, Jay Stone, that's on Nipsey Hussle's All Money In label. And so
you
he's
know
sitting
about
there,
that if you with artist management.
Yes, that's true. He's sitting here and he's
yeah,
saying
yeah.
ratchet
Jay
this,
Stone's a
hoochie
good
this.
friend of mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so as he's a very nice and humble gentleman.
Oh, he had a lot of comment on Ratchet
also,
hoes.
I had to school him a little bit on his little hoochie and
Without
and
the
ratchet
ratchets, we would
using.
have nothing. Me and my best friend just had this conversation. Without the ratchets,
No, I
we
want you
would
to
have
give me
nothing.
your definition
Let
of
him
a
know.
ratchet.
Okay, of a ratchet. I don't know what the definition of a ratchet.
Well,
said, let me
how
tell
does
you.
how does being a ratchet pertain to you?
Being ratchet is my own twist of like I'm not following society's way of like a witch. So that's why I say spiritual ratchet, because I'm twerking the future as I'm lighting my incense and my sage and I'm calling on my spirit.
CJ Stone said that a ratchet is a woman who leaves her kids at home to
And
go
goes to
twerk
in the club.
and
That's somebody who's just not considerate of her kids. That has nothing to do with being ratchet.
That's what I was trying to tell him.
As a person who
man.
used to strip and dance, no one's gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, she's ratchet. She was dancing in the club." No, you're not gonna look at me like that. That's why everybody looks at me like, "Oh, you're a queen." Like, don't hit me with that. Like, you don't know that I will bust out a whole hymn, a gospel hymn of future songs. You don't even know. So don't call me queen.
It. You see that? She's a queen
Ratchet.
who
Ratchet
gets down to
doesn't
Future.
mean that you leaving your kids at home or you got a dirty. That just mean you dirty.
Caller, what you got to say? What you got to say, caller? I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying to act like I'm in Brooklyn. You cut me on that accent.
I think she's right. I kind of view a ratchet as like, you sit your son outside, while mommy talks to uncle. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, but hold on though. But kids got to have some sunlight.
Can
and
I
mama
say
needs some
something?
love.
Can I say something? White girls can be ratchet too. So
We're not talking about white girls right now.
but I don't like how people
We just
put
talking about
ratchet.
women.
But
We just
how
talking about
people are-
women. Period. We
But
didn't
how
even.
people are saying ratchet is kind of pertaining to people like women. of
No,
color.
he didn't. Hold on,
And
wait a
No,
minute.
that is true though,
But he-
because
no, he
let
didn't
a
say-
black woman have purple braids.
No,
and it's ratchet, and let a white woman have
but we're
purple
not- but
braids.
we're not talking
and
about
it's,
that right
It's
now.
fashionable. It's
We're not
it's
talking
edgy
about that
and
right
it's
now.
bold.
But
and
that's
He
still
didn't
in
say
that
he
sense.
didn't give any kind of defined comment on whether she was black, white, or indifferent. He just said a woman that sits the
But
kid down and goes outside while he talks to
I
uncle.
understand that. I'm saying
But he
how
didn't- so he
a
didn't
lot
say
of
nothing
people
about no-
say how a lot of people make ratchet seem like how they push ratchet toward.
No, I get what you're saying, Tiara. Okay, you know what? Caller, is there any last minute things you have to say?
Is ratchet and a look,
Yeah.
a fashion, or an action, or is it an action?
Hello?
I don't think ratchet
Hello?
is actually a look.
Yeah.
I think it's a action and a mindset. There's two callers on there. Who's the other caller on there, by the way?
This is Jamal again.
Oh, what's up, Jamal?
Yeah. I just want to define ratchet.
Oh. Okay, you know what? This is what we're gonna do.
Jamal, go back.
Really
you
quick,
gonna define?
because listen though, guys, we have a great show for
Bless
you
up,
guys,
bless
so
up,
we
bless up.
cannot spend too much time on ratchet. But what I will do is I'll get an unbiased opinion by one of our other guests, Danielle Sapleton. Let me tell you guys a little bit about Danielle. She is a graduate from Cal State Long Beach, an actor. I mean, she's a beautiful girl. She's been in a lot
I
of
love her
short
hair.
films and web series. She's a natural hair girl. She's never been called ratchet a day in her life, except maybe by some guy who probably got dissed by her and couldn't afford to, take her out on a date, whatever the case may be.
I don't think she disses. She doesn't look like that.
Oh,
type that
she I don't know. You're right. I'm not even gonna put a business
exactly.
out there.
See,
But anyway,
exactly.
you guys
They was
can
going to
catch
put
her.
you on blast.
I was gonna put her on blast. I'm not gonna put you on blast. She does have a blog though. A vlog on YouTube. So I'm sure she's dissed a couple of guys because she has a boyfriend who was all over her vlog. So she's dissed a couple.
What's
of
your
hard-
vlog? What's your vlog?
It's in my YouTube channel. Just search Danielle Sapleton and you'll find it.
Okay.
So let us know, Danielle. What is your definition of a ratchet?
I've always thought of a ratchet as, someone who just doesn't care. Just
Care about what?
Doesn't care, like she said, about society standards. Just does them, sings music with all kinds of
So are you a
words.
ratchet?
I wouldn't say I'm a ratchet, but I do have ratchet tendencies.
Everybody has
okay.
ratchet.
What's your ratchet? What's your ratchet
Hey,
tendency?
Jamal,
Yes,
come on
sir.
now. They coming with the ratchet tendencies.
What's your
That
ratchet
sounds like some
tendency?
brand new made up ass shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
It
here.
was an action.
Now,
Tendencies.
ratchet, can I give my definition of ratchet?
Yeah, come on,
Go
Jamal.
ahead.
Come on.
Let's
We
get a
got to
male
hear this.
perspective.
Bless us.
All right.
Bless us.
Bless up.
Yeah.
Ratchet is more so of an urban slang that defines the individual that's less intellectual. You understand? So it's defining you of something that not the average person. You understand? Wall Street or someone like that, more in the urban community. You understand? So it could be like you unpleasant, you have no manners. You understand? You're loose, hot-headed one. All right.
Hey,
Hello?
There you go.
Oh, did she say Jamal get off the phone?
It sounded like somebody was being a little ratchet in the background.
You know what, Jamal?
Being with no manners.
Jamal, I think you need to go ahead and take care of that. While you do that, we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a break
and we're gonna introduce
Mr. Bond.
That was all the ratchet.
Hey, that shit came full circle, didn't it?
That was the universe.
Jamal, get off my damn
talk
phone.
about that stuff. See, the universe comes to
You don't pay my damn phone bill, Jamal. Get off my phone.
Oh my God.
Jamal, go take care of that.
Darling, calling all night. I can be a fool when I'm being polite. Like, oh me, oh my. I know many women wanna be in my life. Like, oh me, oh my. Why can every woman end up being my wife? Even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away. I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man. Your knees get met by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. I burn through the hood like war. When everybody feeling so cold, I cool like that King Cole. And niggas get a bit of my glow. I got charm like a leprechaun, motherfucker. Now y'all fucking with the wrong motherfucker. Cheap beat like a dime, motherfucker. And we don't live by the law, motherfucker. Even if she go away, 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 I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man. Your knees get met by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. I burn through the gate like war, and everybody getting weed, oh. Love life, living like gold, and niggas wanna get in my glow. I got mad love for my crew, motherfucker. I'm the man who you, motherfucker. Shine bright like a Jew, motherfucker. Even under fire, I'm cool, motherfucker. Even when she go away, 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 I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man. Your knees get met by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. Keep my gloves dirty, but my hands clean. Gotta keep the business in the family. Red when I'm filling up the pantry. Now my niggas slang cane like a dandy. I tell you how it go. You pull out rubber bands, I pull out an envelope. The ladies on my elbow ain't for the show. Every madam on my team is a top general. Ooh. Gotta be ready for war. Should they get into my door? Get 'em, we'll get 'em. I know that we'll get 'em, 'cause I lived through this shit before. I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man.
What up?
Your knees get
Los
met by the
Angeles
street,
today, and we back with the whole crew. Everybody's here, and we're gonna get back on the subject of.
Well, we got to move on from the ratchet talk, and the reason
Exactly.
why is because
The ratchet talk.
I need to get the perspectives and opinions of these beautiful black millennials on one of the most controversial topics going on right now, and that is I don't want to say scandal because that sounds like just like scandalous, but I
He
want.
was acquitted.
Can I introduce the subject?
Yeah, because we gonna get it candid.
So,
Come on now.
the latest controversy regarding Nate Parker and the birth of a nation, flop. And there's so many different elements that I want to explore with that.
And the hit of Boo by Medea.
Yeah, but like
and
that.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, like I feel like there's so much. So let's just start it off easy just to make sure that everybody is in alignment. So we have Danielle Stapleton on the show. She's a recent graduate from Cal State Long Beach. She's an actress. We have Tiara Barbie Kelly. She's a top-notch A-list model and worked with Beyonce and everybody else.
And a nude artist.
Oh, she's a beautiful nude artist, and she's
Beautiful.
a ratchet witch.
A fashion model.
We have Samaya Ase Parks. She's a photographer. She has a beautiful, beautiful collection of work called the Bear Project that actually focuses on women empowerment and helping women heal from traumatic situations such as rape, which just goes in alignment so much with the topic today. So I'm very excited for her opinion. And we also have Byron. Byron is a dancer. He be just jerking, and I don't know if he be twerking, but I know he be locking and
Please
he be
don't tell me
popping
you
and he
twerk.
be.
Please tell me you don't do
Chill
that.
out.
With skinny pants and twerking. Don't do all that.
But we do all of that. So we have so many guests today, and we actually have another special guest I'm going to introduce at a later time. He has a very unique perspective that I'm excited to share with you guys, but I'm gonna hold off on that. But so I want to hear you guys' opinions. Do you or do you not support the Birth of a Nation film?
I do not support the Birth of a Nation.
What?
No.
Okay, Samaya, what about you?
Oh my God.
It's so interesting because when you asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, I would still support it, and I'm still leaning more towards the support. So I'm kind of indifferent, and the reason why.
Okay.
Can I go into the reason why? Or?
Yeah, we want to hear the reason why.
Okay, cool. The reason why is because for me, on one point, he's touching on a piece of history.
Right.
So it's like it's an element of waking up the people, shedding light on. A topic that is so true. But then on another end of that, it's like holding the artist accountable. Because it's
holding him accountable for what?
Holding him accountable for his actions. Now,
and what exactly was his action?
For rape, essentially, right? Because that's.
But he was not convicted of rape.
That doesn't mean
he ain't do it. I was gonna say that doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't do it, and here's why. Here's why I'm saying this. I'm actually a survivor of sexual assault, and the person that did it to me was convicted. But had he not been convicted, I wouldn't have felt. What am I trying to say? I wouldn't have felt indifferent about it, but I would have been like, if he stood for something good, I'm like, okay, your actions were bad, but you're still giving good to the world. Like, you're still sharing your light. You know what I mean?
Right. But do you realize that he did 24 movies before they ever brought this up?
This is true.
But they also have rape in the movie. That makes it really like, what the hell?
Well, there was a lot of rape going on. There was a lot of our sisters getting raped back then.
Yes, but
and so that.
But it's like
that
him doing it and him being the person, like it being in the movie, it just makes it like.
I personally believe that the reason it came out now is because Nate Parker is at the peak in his career. Yeah. So, like, for instance, let's say Danielle created. Let me say something right quick. You know what? I think we have a caller.
They're still on the line.
They're on the line.
Okay, but let's finish with this first, because
But I just want to say that Nate Parker, he is like the director. He's in the movie. He very much put himself out there, like, go see my movie. This is gonna be my success. And now it just happens to be his failure.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. He put himself out there, like, I wrote it, I directed it, I'm in it. Like, this is my project.
Couldn't it be a thought that Nat Turner was a revolutionist?
But the movie isn't even historically accurate. I've read several articles on it. It's not historically accurate. It doesn't really tell the true story of Nate Parker. So I get the history thing. I get the history thing, but like, nah, if we want to tell our kids about Nate Parker, we can like actually tell them the real story, because that movie
does not depend on a movie.
Nat Turner.
Steve, what you got to say about it?
Nat Turner. Well, what I'm saying is that
Bless up. Morning. Hello.
What they're saying
yeah.
is
This is
that no matter what, that movie was an empowerment to black people. Whether it's historically accurate or not, however you want to portray that, that movie, black people go see that movie and they get the idea that they can revolt and strike because the racism that existed then still exists today.
Absolutely.
And they still killing us, they still raping our women, they still exploiting our women, they're still putting negative images
Can I say something?
in our community.
Do we need another movie like that to keep seeing that or to not know that? Why not have a movie like I literally have been asking a question as a witch. I want to know more and I'm discovering more about like Yoruba and just everything of just in our history and it's like had I not done that research myself and like gone and looked, I'm not going to find it. Even in those movies, they don't tell everything. And even him being a person who has done it, whether he was convicted or not, why put that in your movie and then be like, oh, yeah, I did all this. That's why everyone's going to be like, side-eye, because it's like you're the director and you did that in your real life and you got that in the movie.
He was in a lot of movies. And they never brought it up except
but why
for this.
Is it being compared to Boo though?
Except for
why is it that crowd in the barrel type?
Well, because
I think
look,
it's a lot.
The reason why it's being compared because they will promote a black man dressed up like a woman.
But not promote a
But
black
okay,
man.
okay, how about
that's what they promote.
How about we get an unbiased opinion? We have a caller.
Yes,
please
ma'am.
say
Yes,
your
ma'am.
name.
Jamal again.
Hi, Jamal. What's up? I know you're calling to give your opinion, Jamal. So,
Yes, ma'am.
do you or do you not support Birth of a Nation?
Yes, ma'am. I do. Big time. I do.
Big
Why?
time.
Hold on. What are you saying exactly for?
I like that.
Relax.
I mean, let me.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you exactly why, so I can give away to another caller. Okay.
Okay.
One thing is that when you're in school, okay, they teach you probably about 5% of your own history, which is like Black history, which is what we are. And half of the time we're kind of lazy on reading and researching our own history. So for someone to be able to use the technology to create something that you can image, you understand? I mean, actually see and kind of give a feeling, emotional, exactly what occurred before our time. You kind of understand exactly where you come from to where you're going.
Okay. I have a
I
question for everybody here that I would like to pose. So on one front, I understand what you guys are saying. It's Black empowerment, it's Black, Black unity, it's Black people standing up for themselves. Okay, as a whole, I understand that. But when we look at it from purely from a woman's perspective, how will it feel though, if you are someone who was taken advantage of, you were someone who was sexually exploited, you were someone who were harassed, you dropped out of university because of that harassment, because that school failed to protect you, to the point that you end up committing suicide. And the fact that she committed suicide was not really that much of a surprise because she had attempted to commit suicide about a month or so after the initial rape, and then she had a few suicide attempts after that. So the fact that she committed suicide, in 2012, a few years later, that's really no surprise. Because, what she experienced, it was very heavy. Imagine though, all of those rape victims who underwent something like that so heavy, and they have to sit and watch the success of their perpetrator. They're sitting there in turmoil and pain and misery, and they're forced to watch the success of their perpetrators. What does that tell women? That tells women that they don't matter. Their anguish does not matter as long as their perpetrators bring them money.
Can I say something real quick, please?
Go ahead.
And I'll let y'all have the air, please.
Sure.
One, if you did the history exactly on that case with him, he was not guilty. Okay, in a lot of cases like this here in society, where you have, say, a white or Caucasian woman, she's been victimized in such a nature that majority of them they scream out, "It's a black man" or something like that. So now when you have the victim crying and making a victim out of the one that's going to be persecuted, you got to understand the main fact. Okay, but continue on, and I'm gonna say God bless to you all.
Jamal, thank you. Please don't go anywhere. Continue to watch because it's gonna be a great show. Next caller, please go ahead and state your name, your comment, or your opinion, or your question. How are you?
Hello.
Hey,
Hello?
hey, what's going on? Caller, what's your name?
My name is YG.
YG, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Lancaster.
Hi, how are you,
YG.
Lancaster? You know, I was raised there for about 9
I'm
years.
good.
How are you? So caller, let us know. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
Well, I feel like people are not, I mean, this case is a lot more complex than it's being portrayed on the show.
Exactly.
In that Nate Parker was actually, yes, he was found innocent, but if you look into the case, the reason why is because he had consensual sex with the woman prior to the rape.
And it wasn't
Now,
even
just because somebody has
consensual sex, though.
Let her
It
finish.
doesn't mean that you can have sex with them whenever you feel, when they're unconscious, and then invite your friends to join.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, he's absolutely guilty. The same way that everybody knows George Zimmerman was guilty of shooting Trayvon Martin.
Absolutely.
We're not going to sit here and pretend that the law never gets it wrong.
That's a beautiful
Exactly.
point. That's a beautiful point. I also want to add in and the fact that they did not actually have consensual penetrative sex. She actually just gave him oral sex because she was not ready for sex. So that was actually interesting. And so, you know, if you bring that into the conversation, the fact that when she was coherent and when, you know, she was not, she did not give you permission to have penetrative sex with her at that point, why would you assume she would then be ready to have sex with you and your friend?
Exactly.
And you have to take into consideration.
To the point of the film, I feel like the thing that happened was nobody found this information out and brought it out about Nate Parker. He brought this information himself. It's always been on his Wikipedia page, and in order to avoid a backlash, Fox Searchlight intentionally sent him on a tour to talk about this topic.
Absolutely.
The situation went left. People didn't accept it the way they wanted to accept it, and now they want to act like, oh, Nate Parker's the victim. No, he was a willing, complicit person when they told him, oh, this is what we're going to try to do to handle the situation before it becomes a situation. Instead of it working out like that,
Caller,
it made it become a situation faster.
Excuse me, caller. How old was he when that happened? How old was
It
Nate?
was in
What difference does it make? I'm talking about the film. I'm talking about the film.
I'm asking you, how old was he when that happened?
The fact is, people reacted to this because he brought it up.
I understand all that, but I'm asking.
I don't think age though matters though when it comes
what I'm
to
saying
rape.
is,
Absolutely, I don't think that's
what
an
I'm
appropriate
saying
question.
is,
How old was he when he made the film? That's what. How old was he when he went about talking about his rape?
When he refused to apologize, when he refused to take accountability for the situation.
Exactly.
And I also think that we
this
have
is about his film now, not about what he did in the past. It's about the way he
And
handled
in the
situation.
comparison that we're making between this film and Boo, and saying like, oh, they'll promote a man in a dress. No, everyone wanted Birth of a Nation to be a success,
Yes,
including
Fox.
Fox
Exactly.
Searchlight.
Fox was
They
the main
spent
character.
$17 million. So don't tell me that they weren't promoting it and trying to make it a success.
And Fox came out with
we didn't make it a success. The audience, we chose.
But there were forces. There were other forces behind that movie.
Like videos
that
of
did
us.
that did
No,
not.
they
that
had
did
a
not
strong
want to
campaign
for it.
Strong
make.
campaign. One of the
okay.
strongest
Have you,
campaigns.
$17 million.
Okay, listen.
And why does it always go
Hold-
into, oh, they're trying
hold-
to make the
hold-
whole
listen,
gay,
listen.
black men
Okay,
gay,
listen.
like
I get what you're saying.
Okay, we have a caller coming in.
But
Caller.
hold on. Wait a minute. Just because they sent him on a tour to talk about rape, don't you think that they had an idea of what might happen and what might? Yes, they did.
Well, that's a good question. Caller. Let's see if the caller.
They did have that in their mind. Just because they
caller-
spent
okay.
$17 million to buy the movie and control it. They've been doing that for years. They take their money, they spend their money, and they control what they want to control, and they control the media how they want it, and they can also spin it how they want it to go. So the powers that be could have put the money up, bought the movie at the film festival, and said, you know what, we're gonna kill this movie before it goes because we cannot let a people get a hold of this and a nation and wake up a sleeping giant and have them change their whole mindset and start causing problems. What is it to spend $17 million rather than have 30 million black people out here tripping on revolution style tactics? So that's nothing. That little money is nothing.
But I just
And to send him on a talk thing going around talking about rape, knowing they had to know that it could cause backlash.
Steve,
why wouldn't they do it like they did the other 24 movies that he had, and not even bring that into any type of conversation and just promote the movie and push it out there?
Steve,
they used that to kill that movie. And then you go back to
Just
boo.
like Cosby.
Hold on, listen. You go, yeah, okay, yeah, they dog Cosby out. They had no right to do that. That's just because he wanted to buy NBC.
I was just
Hold
about
on.
to say you gotta look
Hold
at
on,
the
listen.
accomplishment
Now
of
with
it.
Boo, listen. Dave Chappelle said it best. They always try to put every black man in a dress and feminize him all the way out, because they know coming up against us is a problem. So why not keep us all feminine?
What do you
Running
have
around
to say,
here.
caller? I want caller's opinion.
Yeah,
what do you
see,
have to say,
so
caller?
you gotta look at it the same way they destroyed the Black Panthers.
Caller, what's your
the
name?
same
Where you
way they
calling
put the
from?
twist down. That's what they do. They infiltrate. They switch the game up, and then
Los
it's a wrap.
Angeles, we have to let our callers speak. Los
Yeah, but we're not gonna
Angeles.
let every caller control the show. We're gonna boss up.
But our audience is always right. That's why they keep coming back for
Well,
more.
the
What's up,
audience-
audience? What's up, caller?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, this is Dee from LA.
What's up, D?
How are you,
Go
Dee?
ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off like
I'm
that,
doing
D, but I just
so
had
well.
to.
You know, y'all are fine.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like Birth of a Nation is going to change as many minds as Medea would. It is an inaccurate film. Nate Parker has as much influence as somebody who's on the block right now complaining about people that he thinks are in a position of power to ruin his life. There's no one out there trying to keep any film from anybody. Nate Parker made this movie with a whole bunch of other white men.
Hold on. What about the Spook Who Sat by the Door? You remember the movie, The Spook Who Sat by the Door? They killed that movie. They killed that movie.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
The
Do
thing
you
is, Hollywood
remember?
has never
I'm asking
been-
you.
I actually work in Hollywood as well.
But I'm asking you. Do you
And I'm saying
remember?
that-
Do you remember The Spook Who Sat by the Door? I want you to answer that question.
No, I didn't remember. I might not
Okay.
be old enough for that
Okay.
movie.
All right.
Go ahead, though.
but
I want to
will
hear
just-
your opinion.
All right.
Sorry?
Y'all check that out.
I
and
wanna
look
hear
up
your
the history
opinion.
of The
Go
Spook
ahead,
Who Sat
D,
by
let
the
us
Door.
know.
Cold movie.
Well, so here's my opinion on it is that I think we're giving way too much power at this point to white people. We keep saying they. White
Absolutely.
people are not the ones controlling what we can make. We're also in a position where we have globalization on our side because of the internet. You can get information out to people directly. You don't have to go through a Fox who's also known for being people who are into the disenfranchised, like being into black people being disenfranchised. And we're about to sit here and say that this movie is now going to be the one that controls
Absolutely,
the revolution. And the man that's controlling the revolution is also someone who has something so messy like a rape and a person who's committed suicide attached to him. And this is the person that we're going to rally behind. What is wrong with us as a people that we can't pick better people?
And
why
D,
do we have to
I
pick
feel like
someone who's a rapist as our representation?
You bring up a lot of really great points. Actually, I feel like
not our representation.
I feel that
we're
although
talking about the movie.
Y'all are over here caping for this man who does not care. Like
Los
his
Angeles,
money
I
is
just
not
wanna-
gonna be funneled into the black
I'm
community.
sorry, D. Let me just say something right quick. Los Angeles, my lovely host. I just want to say something right quick on what D said. So she brings up really great points, and this is why. So a lot of times in ethnic communities, and right now we're talking about the black community, we like to apologize for our problematic artists, and we like to compare it to white people that get off. So for instance, we'll say, oh well, this person wasn't, this person wasn't, this person wasn't, and
what did you say again? Say that again.
I was saying, if we're going to be talking about Woody Allen or Roman Polanski, those people are trash beings too. But black people, that's what I'm saying. Is that we
cape, we cape for people in our community who do problematic things because we're like, well, Woody and them got off, but they shouldn't have got off either. And just because they got off, that still doesn't mean that we need to allow our individuals to get off. The fact of the matter is that woman was sexually assaulted, and she committed suicide because of it. And when she originally was asking Nate Parker, who was the other male who was having sex with me, Nate Parker continuously denied that another guy had sex with her until very close to the trial, and then he until later on he admitted that Gene also had sex with her. So who
knows why that's happening when you're young and you up against the court?
Because you're guilty.
You're guilty. No, not necessarily. When you up against, listen. I'm not apologizing for anybody. I'm just saying this is a court system, and when you go through the court system and you young, 18, 19 years old, and you dealing with the court system, system.
The caller is
you could be,
dying.
you could
All right,
be,
caller
you could be,
D,
you could be
thank
really,
you
really
so
scared.
much for calling in.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. My son.
So y'all have a great one.
You have a great day, D. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
So wait,
it's two sides to every
we have
story.
another caller though. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
And rapists always get the good end of the stick.
No, not
most
always.
times. I was gonna say most times, but I feel like this is just my opinion. As a survivor, I'm not gonna say a victim because the situation happened to me, but it didn't change me.
Right. Okay.
I feel like victims sometimes take too much. Like they get comfortable in victimhood rather than rising above the situation. So
That's right.
unfortunately, this woman did commit, suicide based off of Nate Parker's actions, but she could have chose to rise above.
That's right.
So
just for the record, I do not condone rape.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't condone it at all.
I don't condone rape.
But at the same time, I feel like people need to be held accountable for their own.
But you also have to take into consideration what happened with your assault and what happened with her assault. You guys had two completely different assaults.
Absolutely.
Your assault, the person who assaulted you was convicted, and you were not harassed, and you did not have to drop out of high school. No, out of college. None of those things happened to you.
Well, that's true.
Penn State University literally did not protect her. They literally published her number even after she complained about the harassment. The police officers, the people of the university, they did not care about. They refused to literally punish these guys. Like they didn't get any type of.
That's a culture.
That's the university culture.
That's the university culture.
That's the university
Right, it's
culture.
university culture. But what I'm saying is, I think it's an inappropriate statement to then say she could have rose above it. You cannot compare your situation to hers. That's absolutely inappropriate.
Well, everybody deals with trauma and stress differently.
Yeah, but you also have to take on. That's like me saying I arose above poverty. Yeah, I was poor, but my parents worked there. I didn't even know I was poor until I was 18 years old. But that's like me comparing my poverty to someone who was literally fucking selling ass to get something to eat. No, I cannot say they could have rose above that. Because even though I was poor, I didn't know I was poor until I was 18. I was like, Ma, can I have a car? And she's like, baby, we poor. Like,
but my
because
point
I didn't know that.
My point in saying what I said, though, was that as human beings, period, we have to be accountable for situations that happen to us. So you can either choose to live in it or you can choose to rise above it. So I'm not necessarily saying that her dealing with what she was dealing with was wrong. What I'm saying is she could have chose differently.
And I can also say the same for Nate Parker.
Right.
He could have chose
differently. To be accountable, he could have chosen.
Right.
I know. Now listen. He was a 19-year-old kid. He made a mistake. This is a long time.
But he could have corrected it now, though.
Listen.
Okay, Byron, what's your opinion? Byron, you've been there.
I understand all that.
We're going to take a break, and then we come back. I want to hear Byron's opinion, and I want to hear Dustin. I want Dustin to come on stage, and he's going to have to let us know
I don't know
about his opinion.
We going through it, but...
No, we're taking a break.
Yeah, we're taking a break, but... That is a touchy subject. Los Angeles, and we out.
You can tell me you ain't mean it. You can tell me it's deceiving. That you said it for no reason. But you seeming like you're trying to get at it. Hurt your feelings when I sounded like that. Hurt your feelings when I sounded like that. Hurt your feelings when I hustle like that. Hurt your feelings when I hustle like that. Waste my time trying to keep it all running. Waste my time trying to keep it all running. Hurt your feelings when I hustle like that. Hurt your feelings when I started like that. You used to living through all the screens. You used to wearing designer things. You don't know nothing about working your way from the bottom and earning every ring. You think we competing for rings. You think you playing in my league. But you couldn't catch up if I took a break and vacation for weeks on top of
Okay,
weeks.
Los Angeles today, and we back. We got Patriana, we got Dustin, we got Danielle,
Tiara, Samira, and Byron.
Exactly.
We haven't really heard anything about Byron or Dustin yet, though. So I
We've
just
been
want
having
to.
heated conversations about
Woo, it's been crazy. Byron, you gotta let us know, what do you think about everything. Dustin, I really want you guys to hear Dustin's opinion too. I think it's a great opinion as a black male, since it's not a very popular opinion.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Byron.
Okay, bet. As far as whether I support the movie, the only reason I haven't yet seen the movie yet is because I was taking a cleanse from everything black mainstream drama for a while for my own psyche purposes.
So you do support the film?
I do support the film, and I support the film for a very simple reason. Only because I know one of you guys touched on the fact that a lot of people, we want to convey information that we might need as a community, but a lot of people won't read. In college, I read about Nate Turner, or whatever, rather, in high school, but I didn't really indulge into it until I graduated from North Carolina A&T University. And a lot of people won't pick up his biopic. A lot of people won't pick up the articles because they're long, or they may be technical, or they may be whatever the case might be. A lot of people will go see a Nate Parker movie because it's dramatic. It may not be factual, but there may be
100% factual, but
right.
there are some facts.
Yeah, and they do that in Hollywood. And yes, if you want to have a problem with it, that's fine. I'm not condoning anything that he may have done because my research on the case is not up to par, so I don't want to touch on that too much. But my whole point being is that I support the film because I feel like there's information inside the film that we could use as a community. I don't support what his actions were per se, but I feel like we need to have a healthy disconnect when it comes to especially our black artists and their art. Because if we condemn the artist and push away the art, we may not get the message within it.
What do you think about that, Dustin?
About the film, like, do I support it?
Yeah.
No, I don't support that shit. Why? For one, like, the historical inaccuracies were a little too much for me, knowing, like, I've been up on Nate Parker since I was like in 5th grade, from, just things that my mom had taught me and things that I learned from different family members. So one of the most important things was the catalyst to the revolution that Nat Turner had, and the revolution wasn't because his wife was raped. The revolution was because he heard about the revolution that was going on in Haiti, as well as, he was getting inspiration from a very non-Christian, very, for whatever lack of better terms, like, indigenous voodoo.
Do you think some of the investors or some of the people that put up the money had an influence
on that changing?
Yeah.
I can't say because it was an independent film, so no. You can't go back and change much once a film is already cut. You can, and this is just from my knowledge of being a filmmaker. You can't, once I have a finished product, you can't go back and change much other than the credits or like scoring and things like that. But once I have a finished product that you're paying $17 million for, it's pretty much a wrap.
I have one question because we're about to be closing out. I want to know from those of you who said they do not support this film, had Nate Parker addressed the film, the rape case in a more empathetic light, and had he apologized to the family, do you think you would have then supported the film?
Maybe. That's my honest opinion. Maybe, because I would say, look, here's a man who's apologizing. So maybe.
What about you, Tiara?
I don't know.
That means no.
What about?
that means no for real.
All right. You know what? This was a very, very, very touchy subject, and I feel that we weren't really able to go too much in depth with it. I'm going to. I just encourage you all to go read up on the case, read up on rape culture, read up on women's safety. Like I said, I wish we could have got a lot more into Tyler Perry, ways we can hold artists accountable when they are problematic, even if their art is brilliant. It's just so much. But unfortunately, it got very heated here today, which is going to happen when you're having
I encourage you to go
conversations.
support the movie.
I support Medea too.
I say go out and support. If you're gonna support black art, go out and support Tyler Perry.
Support the movie.
I say read Nat Turner's.
I say read Nat Turner's diary.
Read that too.
And I also encourage you to stay in contact with all of the beautiful guests who came here today. Go ahead, you guys. Let us know your Instagram handles and Facebooks.
Hi, you guys. Mine is Danielle Sappleton, DanielleSappleton.
And check out her YouTube vlog. It's really cute, like I said, with her and her boyfriend Tiara. Let us know how to stay in contact with you.
You can go on my Instagram, Tiara R. Kelly, TiaraRakelly, and don't flag my photos. You'll just see ass and titties, but it's all right.
It's beautiful too. She's a beautiful body. Check it out. Samaya, let us know.
Hey, you guys can reach me at Samaya Ashe on Instagram. It is SAHMIAASE. You can also check out my website, samayaashe.com, for more ass and titties. Her body will be on my page.
Yeah, and Samaya is also co-host of our Keeping It Candid forums that take place in Los Angeles. So go check us out. Byron, let us know. Dustin, let us know after.
Byron Robusky, that's Junior. You can type my name in on YouTube and find my dance choreography videos. And I also have a Facebook handle as well. My Instagram is Finish Your Veggies. That's Finish UR_VEGGYS.
Hit me on Instagram, photos_by_Dustin.
That's right.
All righty. With so many great people here today, I'm Patriana, host of Keeping It Candid. If you want to see this in person, come out to our forum on the 27th. We get hot and heavy, and we light your ass up.
I'm Mr. Vaughn, and we out. Los Angeles Today on LA Talk Live.
Hey, coming back next week, though. We gon' hit the fire, though. At Patriana Jones on Instagram, though.
My niggas ain't worried about nothing. My niggas ain't worried about nothing. Fuck nigga, you don't want war.
Thank you for tuning into LA Talk Live and the Talk Live Broadcast Network, original reality radio, and crafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk. Stay tuned.